Good morning, I'm Goma, Sharma. Let's begin with the main stories. Declaration of election date more and more uncertain. High-level committee delays consensus on electoral laws. Minimum wage revised following agreement between government, employers and workers. At least 66 people killed in a series of car bomb attacks in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. And Virat lifts YY Under-19 Women Cricket Championship. The uncertainty over election date being announced has only increased as the high-level committee has delayed consensus on the electoral laws. The parties that agreed to arrive at a consensus within 3 days have shelved consensus for a few days. The parties had agreed on arriving at an agreement within 3 days after they came under heavy criticism. But a meeting of the committee yesterday said that they would only discuss the contentious issues on May 29th in the presence of the top leaders. The parties had already agreed on 491 members in the Constituent Assembly. But they are at loggerheads all over again over the threshold and the standards of candidacy in the election. Similarly, the parties have not been able to agree on the 10,000 signatures for registering a party. They are also divided over the property details. Although they have agreed on restructuring the constituencies, they haven't been able to form a commission for the purpose. Nepal Bar Association General Secretary Sunil Kumar Pokhrel said the conflict among parties questions their commitment towards election. He said it even makes election in November uncertain. The government has been saying it will declare election date after forming a consensus between the parties. But the rift between the parties seemed to be ever widening. Agitating Sanghya Samajwadi Party has registered itself in the Election Commission for the upcoming election. Earlier, Sanghya Samajwadi Party had refused to be a part of the election process. Although party chairman Ashok Rai submitted an application at the Election Commission, the party is still dissatisfied over some issues. He said that the party decided to register as it favors a referendum. Sanghya Samajwadi Party had earlier demanded to move forward by reinstating the previous CA. It was also against decreasing number of members in the Constituent Assembly and threshold provision for proportionate representation. Meanwhile, 58 parties have so far registered itself at the Election Commission for the upcoming CA election. The number of parties registering has increased as registration is open only for 2 more days. CPN Maoist Chairman Mohan Vaidya has said that the Constituent Assembly election in the present scenario would not be able to fulfill Nepal's dream of a constitution. Speaking at a function, Vaidya said that the election in the present political context cannot yield pro-people constitution. He said that conspiracy is rife to cheat the people in the name of election. Vaidya said that the election held by bypassing the agitating group cannot be fruitful. 33 parties, including Vaidya-led CPN Maoists, have been agitating, demanding the present government to step down. At the function organized by Krishna Sen Ichchuk Academy, writer Dil Sahani was given away Krishna Sen Literature Award. The award carries a purse of 25,000 rupees. Likewise, Indra Bahadur Bika was given the Arts Award and carries a purse of 25,000 rupees. Niva Shah was given the Talent Award, carrying a purse of 10,000 rupees. Poet Krishna Sen was allegedly killed in police custody during the insurgency period. National Human Rights Commission has said that impunity in the country is on the rise. The Commission has said that its attention is seriously drawn to the issue of appointment of violators of human rights to the key government positions. Speaking on the 13th anniversary of the Commission's establishment, Chairman of the Commission, Kedarnath Upadhyay, said that the restriction imposed on journalists is against the International Human Rights Protocol. Human rights activist Teknath Baral of Kaski and Morang's Shivamaya Tumbahamve were given away this year's Dayaram Pariyar Memorial Award. In this contest, we asked the right activists participating in the 13th anniversary celebration of the Commission what should be done to make Human Rights Commission more effective. Before we take a short break, let's take a look at what they had to say.
Janamat, brought to you by
यो आयोग भनेको नागरिक समाजको आन्दोलनले जन्मेको आयोग हो। यो हामी सबैको आयोग हो। यसलाई बलियो बनाउनको निम्ति ऐनलाई नि प्रभावकारी ढंगले ऐनै संशोधन गर्नुपर्छ।
साच्चै मानव अधिकार कसलाई चाहिएको हो त भनेर जुन स्वयं व्यक्ति राष्ट्रिय मानव अधिकार आयोगमा भयो भने राष्ट्रिय मानव अधिकार आयोगलाई अझै उपयुक्त र राष्ट्रिय मानव अधिकार आयोग अझै साच्चै मानव अधिकार आयोगको केन्द्रबिन्दु बन्न सक्छ।
अर्गनाइजेसनलाई चाहिँ स्वायत्त बनाउनु पर्छ। अर्को आर्थिक कुरामा चाहिँ सबल र सक्षम बनाउनु पर्छ र उसलाई त्यो विषयमा पनि स्वायत्त बनाउनु पर्छ।
राजनीतिक चाहिँ हस्तक्षेप मुक्त, स्वतन्त्र र निष्पक्ष बनाउनु जरुरी छ। त्यस्तो खालको गन्ध आयो भने त्यसले सही काममा सही टुङ्गोमा पुग्नै सक्दैन।
नागरिक समाज अनि राजनैतिक दल सँगसँगै यहाँका स्थानीय निकायहरूसँग चाहिँ प्रभावकारी चाहिँ के भन्छ कोर्डिनेसन गर्नुपर्छ। समन्वय गरेमा यसलाई प्रभावकारी बनाउन सकिन्छ।
यसलाई स्वतन्त्रतापूर्वक काम गर्न दिने वातावरणको निर्माण गर्नु पर्दछ।
जुन किसिमले एउटा तलबाट केसहरू दर्ता हुन्छन्, दर्ता भइसकेपछि राष्ट्रिय मानव अधिकार आयोगले सरकारलाई जुन सिफारिस गरिएको हुन्छ त्यो सिफारिसलाई कार्यान्वयन गर्नको निम्ति अझ बढी सशक्त ढङ्गले आफ्नो भूमिका निर्वाह गरेदेखि अझ राम्रो हुने थियो।
राष्ट्रिय मानवाधिकार आयोगका मान्य सदस्यज्यूहरू पनि अमुक पार्टीबाट सिफारिस भएपछि स्वायत्तता भन्छ।
Cement, Jagadamba Steels, Ney, Thapathali and Kupandol in association with upcoming news.
Welcome back. The Professional Organization for Peace and Democracy PAPUD and civil society have urged the people to celebrate the upcoming Republicanism Day publicly. Organizing a press conference in the capital yesterday, the network of professional organizations said it would boycott the Republicanism celebration to be observed by the government at Tory Hill. Branding government move of appointing Chief Justice as the head of the government and appointment of Lokman Singh Karki at CIA as regression, PAPUD has urged the people to celebrate the Republic Day on their own. PAPUD has also kicked off a protest campaign demanding Ragmi's resignation from the post of Chief Justice and scrapping of Karki's appointment. General perception is private schools are better than government schools, but a government school in Bhojpur is on the way to change this perception. Students who were enrolled in private schools in Bhojpur's headquarters have started joining community schools after the standard of education showed improvement. Teachers at the government schools have been taking regular classes while the environment for learning is also better. It has made the school more attractive to parents and students. In the past, only students from financially weak families went to government schools. Now those from well-off families have also started going to government-run schools. Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you can SMS us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you.
Your question is, why did the students from private schools go to community schools? The options are: option A, due to better studies; option B, could not pay bigger fees. The voting for the question is on. Type NEWS, select the option A or B and send it to 8080 and do share your opinion with us. Time now for some international update. At least 66 people have been killed in a series of car bombs targeting mainly Shia areas in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. Many more were wounded as at least a dozen explosions hit busy shopping areas and markets in the city. There has been a recent marked rise in attacks in Iraq linked to growing political and sectarian tension. It has raised fears of a return to the levels of sectarian violence seen in 2006 and 2007, in which thousands died. No group has said it carried out the attacks, but Sunni militants linked to Al-Qaeda have previously used coordinated explosions to target Shia Muslims. Sunnis have accused the government of Prime Minister Nouri Maliki of discriminating against them, something the government denies. The UN says more than 700 people were killed in April, the highest monthly toll in almost 5 years. European Union foreign ministers have agreed not to renew the union's arms embargo on Syria opposition. EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton told reporters that there was no immediate decision to send arms to Syrian rebels and all other sanctions remained in force. The decision came after lengthy talks among divided ministers in Brussels. A far-reaching package of sanctions against the government of Bashar al-Assad was due to expire on Saturday. Britain and France have been pressing for the ability to send weapons to what they call moderate opponents of President Assad, saying it would push Damascus towards a political solution to the two-year conflict. With that, it's time for another short break. For more news, please stay tuned.
Reliance Cement, Jagadamba Steels, Ney, Thapathali and Kupandol in association with upcoming news. Business news brought to you by
Minimum wages have been revised after a tripartite meeting between the government, employers and workers yesterday. After an agreement between the three sides, monthly salary of workers has been raised by 1800 rupees, taking it to 8000 rupees. The revised basic minimum salary is 5100 rupees. Daily wages of labourers has also been revised from 231 rupees to 318 rupees. In a meeting held at Labour and Employment Ministry, the two sides reached an understanding on increasing minimum wages. Time now for the sports update.
Sports news brought to you by
Biratnagar has lifted the YY Under-19 Women Cricket Championship. Biratnagar defeated Bhairava by 2 wickets to lift the trophy. Bhairava was sent into bat in a match reduced to 20 overs. The entire team was bundled out for mere 63 runs. Bhairava had an opening partnership of 26 runs but lost wickets regularly to be bowled out cheaply. Pratisha Basyal alone scored 32 runs for Bhairava. Sangeeta Rai was the pick of the Biratnagar bowlers, claiming 4 wickets. In reply, Biratnagar also lost wickets regularly. At one stage, Biratnagar had lost 7 wickets for 53 runs. Eventually, Biratnagar reached the target in the 14th over, losing 8 wickets. 21 extra runs it received was crucial for its victory. Player of the match, Sangeeta Rai, top scored with 15 runs for Biratnagar. The winners were also awarded a cash prize of 25,000 rupees, while runners-up received 15,000 rupees apart from trophies. Biratnagar's Samjana Burathuki became the player of the series, walking away with 10,000 rupees. Biratnagar's Kajol Shrestha became the best batter, while Bhairava's Sonia Paudal became the best bowler. The two were handed 5,000 rupees each. And now the weather update.
Brought to you by Asian Paints Ultima with Color Stay.
And now, before we wrap up, a reminder of the main stories once again. Declaration of election date more and more uncertain. High-level committee delays consensus on electoral laws. Minimum wage revised following agreement between government, employers and workers. At least 66 people killed in a series of car bomb attacks in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. And Biratnagar lifts YY Under-19 Women Cricket Championship.